My name is Bob Lichtman. I'm very privileged to be your Federation's Chief Jewish Learning Officer. This week, Jews all over the world, except in Israel because they're a week ahead, the rest of the Jews all over the world are going to read the Parashat of Bechukotai. It begins like this: Im Bechukotai telechu, if you follow my statutes. What are these statutes? The Torah is filled with all different kinds of laws and statutes and mitzvot. What are the different categories? What are chukim that this parasha is leading off with? Chukim are generally understood to be laws that we don't understand. Laws that God gives to the Jewish people because God says, look, I created the world, I created you. You may not understand this, but trust me, this will be good for you. These are chukim for you to follow. What is God thinking? I mean, for all these weeks leading up to this, Jews have been rebellious, they've been questioning. Why does God think that if he says, trust me, that we will trust God? Because God did create us. And God knows that the Jewish people is referred to, one of the character traits of the Jewish people is that we are ma'aminim b'nei ma'aminim, believers, descendants of believers. It's in our Jewish genetic DNA that we have this intrinsic, despite all our skepticism, despite sometimes our cynicism, we have this intrinsic connection and belief that God is with us, God is supporting us. Ma'aminim b'nei ma'aminim. Even the Rambam, Maimonides, who's considered the supreme rationalist in all of Jewish literature, even the Rambam at some point came up with a list of things that he believes Jews believe in as a basic foundation for the Jewish people. Ani ma'amin be'emunah shlema. These all begin. I believe with complete belief. So even the Rambam understands and reinforces the idea of the intrinsic principle of faith, of Emunah, faith that Jews have in God. And we can go through the years, we can go through the skepticism, we can go through the questioning, but still, everybody questions. All the nations have questions, all the nations have skepticism, but the Jews have a superpower called Emunah, faith. And this is what this parasha is calling upon us to exercise. Because this parasha begins with many blessings for the Jewish people, but then is also loaded up with a bunch of curses if the Jews stray from the path. And God is saying, have emunah, have faith in me. If you follow me, these blessings will come. If you don't, believe me, these curses will also ensue. God is saying to us that I'm giving you these laws to keep you safe, to keep you holy, to safeguard you on your journey. Because at the end of this parasha, we're about to enter the Midbar, the desert of Sinai. We're about to enter the rest of the world. And God says, I want you to take these commandments, these statutes, these chukim, to be with you, to support you, to guide you. And not only in this parasha, because the haftarah for this parasha, even though it's connected to the theme of blessings and curses, at the center of the haftarah is this sentence, Baruch hagever asher yivtach b'Hashem. Blessed is the person who has faith in God. And that's the connection, I think, between the Torah portion and the Haftarah portion. Not so much the blessings and the curses and the blessings and the curses, but the sense that underlying all of it and inside all of us is this sense of emunah, this sense of faith. And I have to tell you that when I see leaders of the Jewish community sitting around the table, whether it's at our federation or working with our agencies or working with synagogues, other Jewish organizations. When I talk about the sense of optimism that is imbued in us as Jewish leaders and activists in the Jewish community, that sense of optimism is ignited and fueled by the deep-seated emunah that we have, that we've got this connection, and that not only connection among us, but connection among all of us and something divine that is inspiring us and moving us forward. And moving forward is what we must do, as the end of this parasha indicates, because when we come to the end of this parasha, we're at the end of the third book of the Torah, and we all rise and we say, as we continue forward, Chazak, Chazak, v'nit chazek. Let's be strong. Let's be strong. Let's strengthen one another as we go into the Shabbat and we say, Shabbat Shalom.